Hello there, my name is Mariah. Welcome or welcome back to Mariah's Little Life. Happy Monday to you. Today is July 20th, and I hope you are having a good day so far. So, in this week's video, we will be reading Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This is actually a reread for me, but I did want to read this again so that I can have a better understanding of what's going on when I hop into Brimstone. I actually started this last night and I'm on page 21 now, so I pretty much got 20 pages read last night. I probably could have read more than that though, but I have been annotating this copy of this, and this is that heavy like indie pub copy of it, so it's got some weight on it, and it's like 609 pages as well. I don't know what the page count is for the like bookstore, like the traditionally published copies are. I don't know the page count for those, but I know my copy is 609 pages. And I am really hoping that I can get through this book this week. I'm hoping that I don't have to carry it over until next week. I might have to carry this into the weekend though, so it may be a little bit of a longer vlog just because it may take me a little bit longer to get through this. I am sitting down with it for the most part and reading this. That's the plan for Quicksilver. And for the other books, I think I have two on my Libby. Yeah. So I have Bringer of Dust by J.M. Miro. I have the audiobook for that. And then I have the audiobook for The Monster in the Hollows. That's book 3 in the Wingfeather saga by Andrew Peterson. I think I have read a book in the Wingfeather saga for the last 2 videos. So this will be the third one. Okay, so now that we have our tentative TBR like for the week, let's talk about today. So yesterday, I told myself that I was going to get up early this morning, do my skincare, brush teeth, shower, all that good stuff. And I was going to hop straight into doing things around the house, like laundry, keeping up with that, dishes, getting something cooked, and maybe clean out the fridge. I was going to be so productive today. And then out of nowhere, I feel like my mental health just kind of said, no, we're not doing it today. I think what I did was overwhelm myself mentally, just like right off the bat mentally, because I gave myself too much of a to-do list. And so I feel like I've ended up doing nothing today. And that was, of course, the complete opposite of what I wanted to do today. I wanted to be so productive. I wanted to be so like on top of things. And that's not what happened. And I think my problem is that I just want to do so much because I am home now. And what I mean by that is I am now a stay-at-home wife and mom. Like I'm a stay-at-home mom now. My last work week was like the end of April of this year. I haven't been off work that long, but it feels like I've done nothing with my time since I've been off. I was an early Head Start teacher, and I enjoy children. I love children. I went to school to teach. Like I understand that it takes a lot out of you to teach and to work with children. And the children that we work with may not come from the best living situations. You don't know all of, things that they've gone through, especially when it's their, like those kids are so young and they can't tell you what's going on with them or what's wrong at home. And if there's certain channels to go through so that you can help those children, and you can talk to different people so that you can get those children help. It's so many channels that you can go through. And especially as teachers, we mandated reporters, we're able to file paperwork and things like that to help those children. But also, like our program, or the program that I work for, we were in a position where we could help pay for things like housing and lights and all that good stuff. So it was a great program, but it was also very taxing mentally, physically as well, because we cleaned all day and dealt with kids all day, and their behaviors are all over the place. Their energy is all over the place. I'm like, sometimes you just don't have the energy to keep up with them, even though you try. It was very taxing mentally because you had so much to do. A lot of people, they'll ask like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, I'm an early Head Start teacher. And they're like, oh, okay. And they look at me like, well, why are you tired? And I'm like, that's a lot to do. I think a lot of people don't understand that when you work with children, the younger they are, the more they need. Also, with our program, we have so much paperwork to do because of the funding. I keep saying our program as if I'm still there. I'm not still working there. But the program that I was working for, like, you have to do so much paperwork. You have to prove to, higher powers, like, oh, this is what we're using these funds for that you gave us. And so you have to do so much reporting and so much paperwork and so much stuff. And you have to do that on top of your daily, like duties and things like that. And then at the end of the day, for me personally, I had my own children to come home to and to take care of. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't get a break. And then I got to do it all over again and be up at like 4:30 in the morning to do it all over again. It was a lot. It was a lot, and I felt like I always needed to be somewhere and always needed to be doing something, and I could never catch up, and I feel like my head was constantly spinning. And I don't want to put anybody off from working with children that young, or working for an organization like that, like the one I came from. I don't want to put anybody off because, people with big hearts and minds to make a difference definitely will make a difference in the lives of the children, even if nobody else sees it. So even if you feel like, oh, like nobody else sees me, those kids see you. But sometimes it's still hard to get up and go every day and to deal with so many things that you deal with on a regular basis. And I don't want to put any, bad feelings or bad vibes out there for anybody, at the job or that work in that facility similar to that. But yeah, it was hard. I'm not going to lie. And the only reason why I'm not working right now is because we are moving this year. We have a military move coming up, and honestly, things are very much up in the air right now. And for me, I like things to be a little bit more concrete. I don't want to hurry up and wait. I don't want to continue to wait and figure out what y'all going to do next. I want to know what our next steps are. What should I be doing today? What about tomorrow? What about during the week? And so there's so much paperwork to do on our part and so many things that we have to do on our end as the dependents so that we can get ready to go with him. And it's just so, like, honestly, that could probably be a whole separate video in and of itself. It's just trying to get ready to move with the military. And the military brought us here. We're in Georgia. The transition to come here was so smooth and seamless. We're actually supposed to go overseas this time. And of course, that's just a whole lot. That's a whole lot. And I was so excited at first to be going, and now I don't know how to feel. I don't know how to feel. It's just like I want it over one way or the other. Either it's over in a sense of, okay, we're finally where we're supposed to be overseas, or it's over and they cancel the orders for us to go overseas and we're still just stateside. Like, I need something, and I need clarity and I need to feel calm and relaxed, and I don't feel that right now. I feel I feel so overwhelmed with not knowing what's going on with things, just around me. And I feel like I have been leaning a lot towards like my hobbies and everything to kind of get my mind out of this place. And I don't want to say that I'm in a dark place mentally, but it's a little foggy. It's a little foggy this week, for sure. And I'm like, I just started this week, it's Monday, but it's a little foggy. I have been struggling with trying to find like a happy headspace to be in. It's been a struggle, and I won't lie about it. And honestly, this my channel is called Mariah's Little Life. It's not anything bookish, so honestly, you're gonna get a little bit of like this from me. You're gonna get tons of books because I absolutely adore books and reading. So you're definitely gonna get some books this week. So no, don't panic. You're gonna get books read, and I'm gonna do like my wrap up and thoughts on my books and everything. But I just wanted to actually come and sit down and just say what was on my mind, because I feel like sometimes other people need to know, like, it's okay for your mind to be turning, like for your wheels to be turning, and you're just kind of spinning. But I don't want to feel like I'm spinning out of control, and I don't want you to feel that way either. Like, there's going to be so many things in your life that you cannot control, and that's what I'm learning right now, that I can't control every single detail and every single aspect of what's going on in my life and what's going on in my kids and my husband. Like, I can't control all of that. So I'm just trying to find a better way to cope with everything, and a better way of understanding that I'm going to overthink things. I'm going to feel things, but that's okay too. Like, I just have to find a better way to deal with all of it. I don't want me struggling or having a little bit of a rough day to affect my entire week. I can't do every single thing by myself, and I think that's something that a lot of us need to understand and remember. Yeah, you are capable. You're absolutely capable. But sometimes you can't do it all the time. And that's okay. And I have to learn to let that be okay. And also how to ask for help. And that's something that so many of us struggle with. We struggle with asking for help so much because we don't want to feel like we're not capable of accomplishing things. We are. It's just that we need to take a step back sometimes and think, okay, I'm capable of doing it, but just because I can do it doesn't mean I need to do it all by myself. I do have Bringer of Dust started on my Libby, so I'll probably go ahead and listen to some more of that while I work on dinner. And then while dinner is cooking, then I'll go ahead and try to clean up the kitchen so that I don't have so much left over like later on when dinner's done. So yeah, we're gonna try to turn this day around so that it works in our favor. Yeah, I will check back in with you a little bit later. Hello there. I am back with a little bit of an update. I did manage to get that load of laundry washed. It is in the dryer now. And then I cooked, tidied up the kitchen, washed the dishes. I do have to take the trash out though. I hadn't done that yet. But I feel like I have the biggest plate. But I have a bunch of green beans, some baked chicken wings, and some like roasted potatoes. But anyway, the book, because I did make some progress in Bringer of Dust by J.M. Miro. I don't think I actually showed you the physical copy of the book earlier, but I have made it to page 140. I'm on chapter 9 now. Oops, I'm sorry, I just bumped my mic. But I am on chapter 9 now. I don't want to say too much about what's happening right now in this book because I feel like it will spoil a little bit of Ordinary Monsters. I think one of the coolest parts about this series to me is that the talents are called talents. They're not curses, they're not powers, they're talents. And people use them for all sorts of things. But to me, some of the talents are pretty gruesome, actually. And I hope this isn't spoiling too much of the book, but one of the characters can manipulate the bones in other people. I think it's so interesting how the author came up with these talents and how they're being used. I really do like that aspect of the story. That particular character, I'm like, you know what? If you can manipulate and break the bones of other people, can you not reset them? Can you not use your talent to help someone? But she is also being told by her boss or whatever to do these things to people. And what sucks is they are taught that at a young age. So they kind of grow up knowing, or that's all they know is to like use their talents for other people's gains. And I don't love that children are being, told or taught to do harm like at that age. I am enjoying the characters using their talents. It's just that I wish that some of them would use their talents for good. But I feel like you wouldn't have a high fantasy story without somebody being hurt or taking advantage of somebody or beating somebody up or breaking bones. You wouldn't really have a high fantasy story with high stakes if that was the case. If everybody was just being nice to people, you wouldn't really have a good story to tell. Yeah, I am enjoying it. I really am. And I really am enjoying the narration style of this. It is just one narrator. The narrator for this is wonderful. I definitely think if you can listen to this book, whether you borrow it like I did from Libby or you own it and just haven't picked it up yet, definitely give it a go because the narration for this is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and have my dinner now. I really thought my husband would be home by now. He isn't, so clearly something tied him up at work today. So I'm just going to eat dinner by myself and probably listen to a little bit more of Bringer of Dust when I get up to tidy up the rest of the dishes that I cook the food with and my plate and stuff. So once I get up to do that, I'll probably listen to a little bit more of Bringer of Dust. And then I do need to sit down with Quicksilver and read hopefully like 20 pages tonight, give or take. Hopefully I can get around that much done. If not, then I will read some more tomorrow. But I do want to read a little bit more of Quicksilver tonight. So I will check back in a little bit later. Hello there. I am back with a little bit of an update. I have cleaned the kitchen, showered, and I'm about to sit down and read a little bit of Quicksilver. Probably won't read that much of it though because I'm getting a little bit tired as it is, and I really just want to finish the chapter that I'm on. But before I do that, I really want to share this quote with you from Bringer of Dust. I made it to chapter 11, so page 156. But on 154, well, at least in my edition of the book, there's a conversation happening between two of our characters. So one is a older lady and then one is like a teenage boy. And he asks her a question and she responds, "I'll tell you a secret," she said gently. "There aren't any grown-ups, Charlie. Not in the way you mean it. There's only just children what's gone and got too far away from their own childhoods. Sure, their bodies is all grown, but on the inside, everyone's all just about the same size." I love that quote. I think it just reminds me that it's okay sometimes to embrace the inner child in you. Like, it's okay to want to slow down and honestly smell the roses. Like we move through life so fast because we have to. We are on the go, moving around and stuff because we have to, but as kids, I feel like a lot of us didn't have to worry so much about our next step in life or just even what's happening the next day. We just enjoyed each day as it came to us. And as an adult, you don't really have that like option sometimes. But yeah, I really enjoyed that quote. I think it just made me think of how quickly we have to grow up sometimes and we don't always remember how to be children and how to slow down. I feel like my children teach me like how to be a better mom and how to talk to them, how to communicate with them, but also just how to have a good time. Sometimes it's okay to embrace it because some things we have to heal as children, like that inner child in you. Something may not have healed from your past or from years ago. Because you know what? I feel like sometimes our inner child needs a little bit of healing. That inner child may need a hug, and we didn't give that inner child a hug back then. So give it to that inner child now. But I don't know. Maybe that's not making any sense to anybody else. But I just enjoyed that quote and I just wanted to share it with you guys before I forgot. Because I knew if I waited until tomorrow, I was absolutely going to forget to show it to you or share it with you. So I just wanted to share that quote with you tonight before I go to bed. But I am still 21 pages into Quicksilver. So what I'm going to do is try and sit here, finish chapter 2, and then I'll try and work on chapter 3. I am getting sleepy though, so I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to read. Hello there. I did finish chapter 2 of Quicksilver. I am honestly too sleepy to give you a decent update. So I am just going to go to bed for now and I will try my best to update you in the morning on like my thoughts so far of this book. And to also tell you what this book is about, even though I feel like so many people know what Quicksilver is about by now. But yeah, I will try and do a better update in the morning. But yeah, I'm too pooped to do it tonight. So have a good night. I will see you in the morning. Hello there. Happy Tuesday. I was supposed to come and give you my update for Quicksilver before now, but I did manage to get up earlier today, work out, showered, made myself a little bit of like early lunch. I did sit down and read though. I'm just taking a little bit longer to sit down and actually give the update. So far, we've met a few characters in this. Our main character is Cerys Fane, and Cerys is a thief. She will steal things from pretty much like the upper class people in order to have more things for herself and her brother Hayden, and just to help the people that are in the like the third district that she's in. It's called the third. The third is really pretty much the slums. They don't even have clean drinking water there, and so Cerys will sometimes steal clean drinking water so she can have a actual cup of water. But the queen is I keep forgetting the queen name. Madra, I think is how you say her name. Is either Madra or Major. I keep forgetting how to pronounce it because I'm not really listening to the audiobook full time. So I keep mixing it up. But anyway, the queen, she has been reigning for like 1,000 years. She's been alive for like 1,000 years. They don't know why she's still alive because she's human. And I'm like, that's not the only reason why she's alive. There's no human alive that's going to live 1,000 years. Y'all need to find out what's going on with this lady. And it has been a while since I've read Quicksilver. I've actually forgotten why she has been living all this time. I've actually forgotten why. And I know that, of course, there is fate in this book, but I can't remember what that has to do with Madra or Madra, whatever her name is. I can't remember what that has to do with her. But the queen has restricted the third, where Cerys and her family live. She has restricted them to only 6 ounces of water a day. What is 6 ounces of water? Like a day. That's not enough for like a toddler to survive off of in a day. What is 6 ounces of water? So I can just imagine how incredibly thirsty you are with only 6 ounces of water. And you need water to survive, and you need water to like hydrate the body. You offer me 6 ounces of water, like it's gonna be a problem. You cannot offer nobody 6 ounces of water and that's it. But like for grown people, especially, that's not enough. And everybody thinks that the queen is so generous because she gives them water, but the water that they get is just runoff water of pretty much the waste of the people that live in the other places, in the other cities. So instead of you getting clean filtered water, the water just pretty much comes through a grate and the solids are removed, but you still got this dirty water. Honestly, that has frustrated me the most in this book so far, is that people can't even have clean drinking water because somebody else said they can't have it. That upset me the most, to be honest. Varys is a thief, so she steals things that she could possibly use to help herself and her brother and the people of the third. So one day she ends up stealing a gauntlet from one of the queen's soldiers. And this gauntlet, like nobody in the third will take that. Like nobody around will take that, because if you're seen with anything from the queen's guard, you will be punished severely from it. So nobody's going to take it and do anything with it. They're not going to buy it off for you. So Cerys had the bright idea of taking it to like pretty much a blacksmith shop and melting it down, and then of course selling the gold, or selling the metal from it. And that absolutely did not work out the way it was supposed to. She ended up handing the gauntlet to her brother Hayden. Hayden Hayden was the worst person to hand it to. Hayden has a gambling problem. And so she handed him the bag. She didn't tell him what was in it. She just said, hold my bag, stand outside, wait on me to come back. And Hayden messed up because, of course, he going to look in the bag and see what's in it. I'm like, bro, you had one job to do. You had one job to do. Stand there and hold a bag while she go and fix another problem that you created. Hayden, he gambled against a guy called Carrion Smith. But yeah, Hayden had his one job to do. He didn't do his job right. And he ended up getting caught with the gauntlet. Cerys pretty much comes to Hayden's rescue. And she fights off a lot of the queen's guards. But when she does this, she ends up back at the palace and being questioned by the queen. So the queen is like, how did you learn how to fight like that? And Cerys says, I taught myself. I just made a wooden sword and I taught myself. The queen does not accept that answer. She even thinks that Cerys has been taught by the Fae how to fight. The queen gives the order for Cerys to be killed. So she walks out, leaves the guard to do his job and actually go ahead and take Cerys out. But even though he stabs her like multiple times, she's still able to kind of drag her way to this dais where this extra sword is. And the guard is like pleading with her, no, please don't pull it out. Don't pull the sword. Don't turn the key. He's saying all these things and Cerys is not paying him any attention. And she does pull the sword out and she cuts him with it. But when she does that, out of the floor comes like this tall, statuesque, handsome guy, and he finishes off the guard but also takes Cerys with him. He does place this necklace on her and then takes her through the floor and like into another realm. So that's pretty much where I stopped at for chapter 6, and I do want to read some more of this. I don't quite know how much more I'm going to read today. I really would like to read 100 pages total of this today, and I didn't do too bad. I've read like 40 pages so far today, so not bad, but I do want to read a little bit more than that, so maybe it's another like 60 pages or so if I can get that read today. I think it's doable. I think I can do that. Possibly I could read a little bit more, but for right now, I think that's my goal, is to read like 100 pages total today. Hello there. I am back with another update. Probably my last update of tonight. I didn't get any of Bringer of Dust read today. One of my friends actually called me, and she and I talked for like over an hour, I think. And then my husband also called me, so I didn't actually pick up Bringer of Dust. I did color some, but I just pretty much colored while I was talking to my friend, and I was actually able to listen to a little bit of Quicksilver while I was coloring. So I'm now on page 200. I just started, or I'm at the start of chapter 14. A lot has happened since I last updated. Honestly, it feels like I'm reading this book for the first time. I remember next to nothing about this, to be honest. Definitely. So, one thing that we're still not quite sure about at this point in the story is if Ceres is an alchemist or not. She isn't aware of what an alchemist is or does. So, like with her time spent with Everlane and Kingfisher, they're all pretty much trying to figure out if this is something that Ceres is capable of. What can she do? So Kingfisher is teaching Ceres how to like steal the Quicksilver. You have to learn how to use your powers to steal it, because you can pretty much turn it on and turn it off, but you have to learn how to do it. And that's what Ceres is doing while she's working with Kingfisher. And while she's in the library with Everlane, she's learning more about the history of the Fae and how their history connects to Queen Maedra. She's learning all those things and try to get them to connect. She still don't know why Maedra is like Queen Maedra is like 1,000 years old. It seems like nobody knows why Maedra is as old as she is. Like, what kind of bargain did she strike? And Kingfisher and Everlane are brother and sister, more so like half brother and sister, but brother and sister nonetheless. I thought they were cousins. Like the first time, like I don't know what my memory is from the first time I read this, but I thought they was cousins. Anyway, brother and sister, but the king, who is Everlane's father, didn't he didn't actually accept Kingfisher as a son, so he pretty much treated him like trash. But Kingfisher is not going to, like being next in line for anything, because the king doesn't acknowledge him as his own. He doesn't want a stepson or a child from another marriage to be his heir. He wants his own natural son to be his heir, but he didn't have any. And Everlane was born. You can definitely see the like animosity between the two. Well, it mainly is coming from the king. Everlane really doesn't give him that type of like vibe. She's just kind of cool about everything, and she just kind of accepts things as they are at this point. But the father, or the king, he doesn't care for Kingfisher, and it doesn't seem like he gives um Everlane enough attention or respect even as a princess, because she wasn't born a man. She's a female. Y'all Fae, y'all live for thousands of years. Like Everlane herself is over 1,000 years old. So is Kingfisher. You ain't got over yourself in 1,000 years. It's taking you all this time. You still are salty about that. Oh, and in chapter 12, we do have our first kiss between Kingfisher and Ceres. First of all, they kiss in the forge. It was hot in there. I'm not finna kiss you in the forge. It's definitely an enemies to lovers romance, and it's a little bit slow going, because that kiss didn't happen until like 170 something pages into the book. If you're looking for a little bit of a slower, more realistic romance, I think this one will be for you. This is definitely not insta lovey at all. Kingfisher wears both the necklace like that he slipped over Ceres's head when he brought her through the Quicksilver the first time. But so Kingfisher has a necklace, and he also has a ring. And those two items, if I know for sure the ring, I know that his mother gave him one like for protection against the Quicksilver. Like when he wears it, the Quicksilver doesn't affect him nearly as much and he can function like, normal. But if he takes it off, it'll hurt him. So during their kiss, Saris actually slips the ring off of Kingfisher's hand and she tries to use that to escape. It didn't turn out so well. And Kingfisher's like, no, you said that you will stay, help us to understand like this Quicksilver and also how to, put a pause on it pretty much. We don't need all these portals open everywhere. You said you were going to stay and do that, and now you're trying to back out of it and you're trying to run away and go home. And Kingfisher was like, I'll do one. And she's like, what are you talking about? And he said, I'll grab one person. I will go over there and I will grab one person. And she had to choose between rescuing Hayden and then rescuing the town's blacksmith where she's from. It's like a family friend. It's not her father, but a family friend. And she had to choose, and she chose her brother Hayden. So Kingfisher was supposed to go through, find her brother Hayden, bring him back in like an hour's time, and what she had to do was go ahead and close that portal back up. He came through with Carrie Swift. So we needed proof that Hayden was okay, and we do not have that right now because Kingfisher brought back the wrong person. But that's pretty much where I stopped at on the 200 page mark. I am looking forward to picking this up tomorrow, but it's 9:41, so I'm definitely going to go ahead and stop reading for the night. At least this book, I'm going to stop reading this for tonight, and I'll pick this back up tomorrow. But I think that is all for now. I will check back in with you later. Hello there, good morning and happy Wednesday. It is actually like 7 minutes before 12 p.m. so I'm a little bit late getting on the camera. I just got done working out, and honestly I'm still a little bit out of breath, so excuse me if I'm huffing and puffing a little bit. But today is Wednesday. Like I said, I haven't gone anywhere since Monday when I had to go to the store to get like school supplies for my kids, and I think I'm going to go out and about today. I really want to go to Books A Million. Do I need to get more books? No, I don't. I really do not. So yeah, I'm going to go shower and pick some clothes out to wear today. It is going to be in the upper 90s today, but I still want to wear a pair of jeans. I hope I don't regret it. But since we're going out, I think that I'm going to grab a coffee out as well. And I know that at Books A Million there's Joe mugs as well, like the coffee area in there's Joe mugs, and I do like going to get a coffee from there when I do go to Books A Million. But the Books A Million is like almost an hour away from where we live, and honestly I don't want to wait that long to get coffee. So I'm probably going to just swing by like either Seven Brew or Dunkin' Donuts. I haven't been to Dunkin' Donuts in, oh man, quite some time. I don't think I've been to Dunkin' since like the first part of June. I think. I don't know. I can't even remember. But yeah, so I might do that today. I might swing by Dunkin' and grab a coffee and get a little snack as well. And then we'll be on the way to Books A Million. But first, I'm going to go shower because even though I worked out at home today, I'm still a sweaty mess. So I will check back in with you once I have showered and gotten dressed and everything. Hello there. I have made it to Books A Million. I'm so excited. I want to first go in there. I gotta use the bathroom because that was a long ride. But I've got my I did bring my bag that I had last time, my Books A Million bag, so I won't forget this time to bring it in with me. I'll actually carry this with me, and then we're gonna go look around for some books. Hello there. I am hoping you can hear me over the music and everything, but I have entirely too many books. I think I have like 19 books that I've collected. So, of course, I have to narrow them down now and see what I should and shouldn't get. Also, the store is a lot busier than I was expecting it to be, so I'm still a little bit camera shy, and people keep walking past me, and I'm trying to like pull myself together so I can actually record. But yeah, so we're gonna try. What I really came in here for though were like 5 things. All of them were full price though. So I came in here for book 4 of the Beast of the Briar series. Real chunky. But I'm finding that these deluxe editions are getting harder and harder to find, and I want these editions, and I want to collect them while they're a little bit easier to find. Well, they were easier to find in here today. But I found book 5 as well, and book 6, and I had forgotten that book 6 was going to come out this year. But I do see it. So these are the top 3 that I wanted to find. And then the other 2 that I wanted to find were Revive Me Part 1, the act. I really wanted to find this one so I can try and read this. I really hope that this is the right one. I know that there's like interconnecting books, so I hope that this one's the right one. I might have to look this up a little again. I might have to look this up again on like Goodreads or something to make sure that this is where you start with this. I cannot remember, but I want to say that's where you start. And then the other one I wanted to find was Broken Bonds, and I found that too. Hello there. I am back from my book shopping and everything. I've actually been home for a few hours now. I've got home, cooked dinner, we ate dinner, tidied up the kitchen, I had my shower. I'm just now sitting down to give a little bit of an update for Quicksilver, but I did a pretty good bit of reading today, but I still thought I was further than what I am. I made it to page 324. So now I'm on chapter 21. And I think I have forgotten how long Kingfisher and Sarris like go at it. They fuss over everything, fight about everything, and just they are at odds for the majority of the book so far. And I guess I forgot how long they bicker and argue. But that's a part of them being enemies to lovers. So far, we aren't at the point yet where Sarris can successfully make the relics for Kingfisher's people to be able to like go in and out of the Quicksilver. We're not at that point yet where she can do that, but she's trying. So the bargain that they struck, Sarris didn't really pay attention to all of it. She didn't pay attention to the wording of Kingfisher's like oath and bounding them to each other. So Kingfisher pretty much wants her to stay there until she can make all of the relics for all of his people, and he has thousands of soldiers, and she has to figure out how to make those relics for each of them so that they can pass through the Quicksilver and they won't, suffer from it. She didn't pay attention, and so she is not even able to make one relic successfully, and she has to make thousands of them. I started this book Sunday night, didn't read a whole ton then, but it feels like I have been reading this book for so much longer. I mean, it's going well. I am making progress in the book. I am, reading it, getting it done. But then again, it is a 600-page book, so I need to give myself a little bit of grace. Tomorrow, I want to shoot for page 450. I want to kind of make that a goal. I don't know if that's in the middle of a chapter or what. Let's check. Yeah, it is. So I would like finish chapter 30 pretty much. So I will read from chapter 21 tomorrow to chapter 30, and that will put me just a few pages past the 450 page mark. I think that'll be good. And then hopefully I can finish this like Friday. I was trying to film in Books A Million. I enjoyed my time in there a whole lot. But I was trying to film in there, and I was trying to film like a section of the video where I just sit down and go through all the books I had picked up and decide which ones to keep and which ones to put back on the shelf. And I think the footage is okay for the most part for that. So if it is, I'll have included it by now. But I was trying so hard to record in that little section. I picked the most secluded spot in the bookstore. I'm like, who's coming back here between the true crime, the history, and the biography section? Like, who is coming back here? And like 5, 6 people came, and then each of them had somebody with them, and I'm like, what is going on? I just wanted to film that little section of the video and actually talk through it so that like you could get my thoughts and opinions on like why I wanted to get this book and whatever. And I was just like, I'm just gonna obviously have to do it when I get home, because one lady, bless her heart, she came and stood directly in front of me twice looking for a book. And I was like, of course, I'm in this exact spot that you need to look for this book at. Because I asked her, I was like, am I in your way? And she said, oh no. And she's just doing like this and looking over my head. And I was like, I think I'm in your way. I was like, if the book is directly behind me and you're peeking over my head to find it, clearly I'm in your way. Like, I'll move, I don't mind. But she came there twice, and I was just like, let me just turn my camera off because I don't want anybody to feel like I'm trying to film them. But I did have the camera aimed at me, so I didn't film anybody during that portion. But it was just like, it's a little odd now because you're literally standing right in front of me as I'm trying to film this part of my video. It was a little bit awkward and a little bit odd. I didn't get upset or anything. I just told myself, well, everybody doesn't understand boundaries and stuff all the time. So what's a boundary or a no-go for me may be fine for somebody else. So I just try not to get upset about it. These 3 right here are actually by the same author, Elizabeth Helen, which is actually a sister writing duo. But I got Broken by Daylight, Frozen by Stardust, and Stolen by Shadows. So all of these are books 4. No, that's wrong. Yes, it's right. So these are book 4, 5, and 6 in the Beast of the Briar series by Elizabeth Helen. I've read the first one. Now I have up to books 6, and I think book 7 is due to come out soon. Not quite sure, but I really want to go ahead and continue with this series. And honestly, these deluxe editions, like with the sprayed and stencil edges, they're getting a little bit harder for me to find. I don't know why. I don't know if they're just like printing a certain amount, and then once people buy those, they're not doing it, kind of like how they do most, special editions or deluxe editions. But it seems like if I don't grab it, then I'm not going to find it the next time I go to the store. But I also got Revive Me by J.L. Seegers. Okay. The question is that I have, and I really hope someone can answer for me. This says, this is Revive Me Part 1, The Act. That's what that says. Revive Me Part 1, The Act. Can I not read this first, or do I have to read Restore Me before I read this? I have been so confused. So please tell me, if you know, please tell me down below where in what order should I read this series in. Please let me know. The next 5 books are bargain books, so I saved myself some money. I tried to take the stick off, but it's not coming off really clean, so I have to take it off later. But I got Lady Hotspur by Tessa Gratton, The City of Dust by Tara Sim, Say You Remember Me by Ambi Jimenez, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. The last book I have is If You Stay by Brittany Cherry. That's my book haul. nice. I wasn't expecting to get all 9 books, but yeah, that's what we walked out the store with. Was 9 books. Um, I think it's safe to say I'm done book shopping for a little while. I really need to put myself on a book buying ban. I will shelve my books tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed, and I will check back in with you tomorrow. Hello there, good morning, and happy Friday. I wanted to get out and about today and try this new to me, coffee bar called Sunberry Coffee Bar. And I got the Gullah Girl Shaken Espresso. It is very tasty. I got mine made with oat milk. And then I got this thing called a cronut, I want to say. I think that's right, a cronut. So it's like a crescent or a croissant and a donut all in one. But it looks delicious. Also, I did finish Quicksilver earlier this morning. I got up and pretty much just immediately started reading the last like few chapters of the book, and I thought that I was going to finish it yesterday, but I was also trying to edit yesterday, and then my friend called and we talked for like an hour and a half. And I started editing after we hung up, but then my husband called me and then we ended up watching a movie together and all that good stuff. And it was a nice night, but I just didn't get editing or reading done last night like I wanted to. So it did push reading or finishing Quicksilver until this morning, but I did finish it. And I enjoyed Quicksilver this time around. I paid a lot more attention to how frustrating Kingfisher can be at the beginning of the book. He can be a pain in the butt sometimes, and I feel like that will put people off if they're not prepared for him to be that way, and if they're not prepared for them to truly be at odds for so long in the book. I feel like people who are stepping into Quicksilver for the first time, they'll get frustrated with it and they won't enjoy the book as much as like if you will stick it out to the end. But I feel like once you kind of get past the whole like enemies to lovers thing, like once you get past the enemies part of it, you really start to realize like why he was so mean to her and why he made things so much harder than they had to be between the two of them. Of course it makes sense. He reveals all of it. He tells why he had to be mean, or he felt like he had to be mean to push her away, because he did all of that intentionally, and it just aggravated Sarah. I do like all the different things that kind of came to light before the end of the book. I really enjoyed it. I don't want to say a whole lot of what happens, but I really did enjoy my reread of it. It just took me a little bit to get back into the story because I had forgotten so much. But yeah, I am excited to pick up Brimstone. I wanted to start the audiobook of that like right after I finished Quicksilver this morning, but I know I need to finish Bringer of Dust first. That's actually on my TBR for this week. And speaking of TBR for this week, I don't know how it's going to go, honestly. It's already Friday. I just finished Quicksilver. I'm not even halfway through Bringer of Dust, and then I still have the third book in the Wingfeather Saga. I haven't even started that. So yeah, this week definitely has not gone according to plan, especially with my reading. It hasn't gone to plan. I did finish the priority of the week, which was rereading Quicksilver, so that I can read Brimstone and have a better understanding of what's going on. So yay for that. I definitely didn't do as much reading as I wanted to so far this week. I mean, I still do have like the weekend, so there's still some time to read something. And of course, Friday isn't over yet. It's still pretty early in the day. I'm going to go ahead and eat my cronut, drink my coffee, and since I'm at the public library, I may as well go in there and walk around and see what I find. I'm going to try to take you guys with me. I've already signed the like online form and everything, so I'm going to try and take you guys in there with me. Yeah, I will check back in with you in just a little while. Y'all, okay, I hadn't gone in the library yet. I'm still here, but I just finished my cronut. It was a cross between a croissant and a donut. When I tell you delicious, that thing was good. And I'm working my way through my coffee because our library is a like no food and drink, type of facility, which respect, because some people don't care about spilling things on books. So absolutely understandable. But oh my gosh, y'all, that cronut, I just had to come and tell you that thing was so good. And it's dangerous for me because I'm the type of person that will be back like next week getting the same thing. So yeah, but we are going to go in there. I just wanted to come in and tell you that real quick. It was delicious. It is so hot today, y'all. It's like 90 some degrees. I did get a chance to look around in the library, and I did double check that it was okay that I film books or film myself in the library. But I went around to look for books that I have an interest in, but I wasn't sure about buying for myself. And the first book that I was thinking about was Alchemized by Sin Lin Yu. I did not know this book was this big, but this book is over 1,000 pages. And do I think that I'm going to get this read like in a week's time? No, I don't think that. Not without the audiobook. But honestly, any books checked out helps the library, so I figured why not. And even if I don't love it, I literally borrowed it and I could just bring it back. Now, I don't know the correct pronunciation of this. I don't know if it's Catabasis, I don't know. But it's by R. Kwong, and I wanted to get this, but I read Babel, once again, don't know how to pronounce that, but I read that book by this author and I wasn't in love with it. It really felt like reading a textbook, reading Babel, so I have been hesitant to pick this book up. But is, I mean, it was at the library. It's also a large print edition, so I figured I would try it anyway. And then I keep seeing this one around, Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. I keep seeing this one around. I also keep remembering that library books have the plastic on them, so hopefully I'm not blinding you. Now this last one I'm very excited to get my hands on today, and of course nobody had it on hold because it was on the shelf, but I found The Close Up by Kennedy Ryan. This one's a Hollywood Renaissance, the novella, and this one I think I can read it between Real and Score. And I've read Real, I haven't read Score yet, and I really wanted to purchase this one for myself. Like, it's one of those books that I know I would like, but I'm a little hesitant about spending like $18 on a novella. Eventually I will purchase my own copy. I can read this copy of it, and then when I get my own, I can just have it for my shelf. It is raining. It is raining pretty hard, and I really wanted to sit out on the porch and read in the rain, but our porch is soaking wet, so we can't sit out here. Well, I can't sit out here right now. And it's also lightning. And rainy. I am back home from running all the errands in town today. I I feel like I was out all day today. I had a good day out. It just felt like I was out all day. And before all of this rain came about, it was so hot today. It was so hot today. I got home. I didn't even put anything away yet, but I got home and I went straight in the shower, because the heat and the sweat, I was just not feeling it, and I needed to cool down and relax a little bit. That's pretty much what I have been doing for the past, like, what time is it now? 5:46. I've been pretty much for the past hour. I have just been chilling, relaxing, and trying to like cool down. But like I said, it was a good time out. I was just over it. I was just ready to come home. But it is raining pretty hard. Still thundering like crazy out there. I don't know where this storm came from at all. I didn't even know that it was supposed to rain today. Master bedroom. Oh my god. Hello. I'm okay. But that whatever just happened scared the mess out of me. The lights are on. They like blinked on and then off, or off and then on. But I'm just not gonna risk it. So I just turned all the lights off, and I just have my little light thing on my camera for now. Yeah, so we just not gonna chance it because I don't know what the lightning struck. I really do not know what the lightning struck. But my sensors, the sensors and things for our alarm and like the window glass break went off. I went to check to see if anything, or if I saw anything right away, and I didn't. So hopefully that was just a false alarm, and it didn't actually like crash into anything or hit anything. But honestly, it's so much lightning and so much thunder right now. You can't really tell where it's going. Um, yeah, that was a mess. And I'm also honestly concerned about my husband because he has been gone all day. He's been to work today, of course, but he's been gone all day. He's texted me like a couple hours ago, before I got home, and I don't know if he was having to work outside or what. I'm going to try not to worry. That's the big part about being a military wife, is you worry a lot. But I'm going to try not to worry, and I'm going to try my best to wait another hour or so before I try to call him, because sometimes he just gets busy and he can't text me back. But yeah, I'm less concerned for myself and more concerned about him because I know that a lot of times he does have to be outside for his job. And they went on mission today, and of course, they were outside. So I don't know if they were done when it started raining, or if it's even raining this bad where he is. I don't know. So I'm trying not to panic. But yeah, I was going to sit here and try to read some more of Bringer of Dust. I was going to try to sit here and read some more of that. I'm only on page 156. I haven't read any more than when I told you about that quote like a couple days ago. Actually, I haven't read past that chapter, so I'm still on chapter 11, and I don't know honestly if I feel up to reading right now, to be perfectly honest. And now I don't know what to do. I do not want to DNF this book, so it's not me doing that, but I just don't think that I want to read this at the moment. I wanted to sit down and read something, but I don't know if I want to sit down and read this. But I wasn't expecting the lights to do all of that, so now I'm a little bit weary about turning them back on. I guess I could light a candle. I do have a candle that I can light, so I probably could do that instead of trying to turn on a lamp or something. Possibly that might work, but yeah, I'm just a little bit weary about turning on lights now. I will probably have to give you another update when the weather calms down a bit more. It's still, yeah, it's still kind of rough out there right now. But yeah, I'll probably have to give you an update a little bit later. So yeah, I'll probably check back in when I make a little bit of progress and bring up this. Good morning, welcome back. It is Monday. It is Monday the 27th of July. Yes, I started this video on the 20th. Things, it just, I don't know. I don't even know what this week has been, but it has been a week since I started this video. Honestly, I think I should just title this like the vlog when nothing goes to plan. I feel like that's an accurate title for this video. But anyway, today is Monday. I have yet to finish Bringer of Dust. I have not finished it. Saturday we had a birthday party to go to, and yesterday I feel like I edited all day long yesterday, and I couldn't get my audio to work right for a little bit, so I had to kind of mess with that and get it to work right. Finally got it figured out, and I've got the video, or this video, edited up until this point. Yay for that. But yeah, I didn't do anything around the house, and I'm looking around like, girl, you need to get it together. And I do. I really do. And the living room, it's not that bad. I need to put things away where they're supposed to be. And I really need to start in the living room, because when you walk through our front door, you see the living room and dining area, and then you see the kitchen. You see all those things in the front part of the house, and that's the part that needs a little bit of love today. I also need to do like deep cleaning type of things, like dust. I don't feel like doing it. I really don't. But I need to do it. Like, look at all the stuff that I have left out. I'm just going to flip the camera around so you can see. You can't even see the top of our coffee table. I have to put all that stuff away. I need to put my crochet project away. My blanket. Honestly, my blanket could just go into my chair right there. Why haven't I folded up, put it in the chair? I don't know, but we'll do that today. Those are actually my husband's shoes. I put them away for him in a little bit. My laptop is right there. I need to put it away. Those are my slippers. The kitchen, oh my gosh, because you can see the kitchen like through the living room. Of course, that's my standing cup up there. You see my cup? Yeah, I left that there last night. Why didn't I just put it in the sink? I don't know. And look at the kitchen. Like, okay, that's not the worst the kitchen has ever been. But that fridge, we're not even gonna talk about it right now. We ain't gonna talk about it. Yeah, like I said, we're not even gonna talk about the fridge right now. The fridge is a hot mess. Okay. I think my focus for the next like hour is to tidy up the main part of the house. That way, when you walk in the door, you don't see all of this mess. And a lot of what is out, I think I have a place for already. So it shouldn't be too difficult to put away everything. But today we're going to do some things that will make us feel a little bit better throughout the week, because I don't want my living space to impact my mental health and vice versa. As far as the audiobook goes for Bring of Dust, I have my headphones charged, I got my phone charged, but first I'm gonna listen to a little bit of music to get myself really pumping and jumping, you know. But after that, I will hop into my audiobook. So I will check back in with you once I've done that. Alrighty, so the living room and the dining area is done. I love it. It feels so welcoming and inviting in here, and clutter free. So I love that for me. But it does mean that now it is time to start on the kitchen. I'm also listening to some of Bringer of Dust. I'm on chapter 37 now. I'm not quite at page 500 just yet. So far so good. It's just a whole lot going on, and honestly it's hard to talk about it with it being the second book anyway. But yeah, listening to Bringer of Dust, having a good time with the audiobook, and I'm going to go ahead and start on the fridge now. I'm pretty sure when I get done cleaning this fridge, it's probably gonna look a little bare, so we might be going to the grocery store. It's actually 1:36 now. It's been like 2 hours since I last updated. It didn't take me that long to actually tidy up in here. I had a little dance break. Yeah, it was nice, good time. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start on that since it's still pretty early in the day, and see how much of that we can get done, and get back into my audiobook as well, and see if we can finish this audiobook and start, hopefully we can start the Wing Feather Saga book 3 today. I keep forgetting what the actual title is called, but hopefully we can go ahead and start that today as well. But yeah, I will check back in with you once I get a little bit more done around the house. Hello there. It's time for our last update of the night. I actually did manage to clean the fridge out. I went grocery shopping, came back, put everything away, made dinner, we ate. I cleaned the kitchen back up. I was able to finish Bringer of Dust today while I was doing all my tidying up and everything. It's really hard to say what I enjoyed about this without like spoiling the book, because if I tell you anything that happens in this, I will absolutely spoil Ordinary Monsters, so I don't want to do that. I do want to say this one thing about something that happened in this book, and I guess it is somewhat of a spoiler, but it's also, to me, it was a content warning. I feel like if I had have had that content warning, that would have helped me so much. But children were killed at some point in this book. I was not prepared for that. Like, children are near and dear to my heart, so I don't like when people harm children, and I also don't like to see it in books. I have a hard time with it some days. Some days I can read it and it doesn't impact me so much. Just my personal opinion, this lost a star with me because of what happened to those children. I don't like when children pass away on page, and that's what happened in this book. It may not bother some people, but it bothers me. And even more than me not liking it in a book, I don't like not knowing about it ahead of time. That's, for me, that's something that you can spoil for me. Like, you can tell me if something happens to children in the book. I'm going to see if this has a contents page that maybe I overlooked it. Well, no, not in the front of the book. Let's check the back just in case. No. So I looked in the front of the book and in the back. I don't see a content warning in this. I am someone that needs that. If harm is coming to children in any way in a book, I personally need to know ahead of time. And maybe it was something that like somebody did put in their review. I didn't read any reviews of this book, so maybe that's why. But yeah, I am just someone who needs to know if harm will come to children in a book before I pick it up, to see if I'm in the right headspace to handle that. Other than that, I enjoyed it. Now, on a bit of a brighter note, I did start, it's called The Monster in the Hollows. This is book 3 in the Wing Feather Saga by Andrew Peterson. I listened to some more of this while I was tidying up the kitchen after dinner and all that good stuff. And I actually made it to chapter 31. So I'm on page 183 now. This is the third book in the series, and it gets harder and harder to talk about because I don't want to spoil the first book for everybody. But I can say that in this one, Lily, Tink, and Janner go to school with other children, because before now they have been homeschooled. And so this one kind of follows how they're being introduced to all these kids and actually having classmates and learning all these things along with other kids their age. They're just kind of learning how to navigate life as students now at a school. So it's been interesting so far just to see them, because they're growing up, you know, they're growing up, they're learning more and more about themselves, each other, where they come from, who they really are. I do plan to finish this tomorrow, but I didn't want to put it down tonight, but I know if I didn't, I would be up entirely too late listening to this book. And I do want to go to bed at a decent time. This video is already a little bit long, so I think what we're going to do is wrap up this video here and then pick back up tomorrow with a new vlog. I hope that's okay. But for this week, we did finish like 2.5 books. I think that's pretty good. Both of these 2 books that I did finish were pretty big books. But the first one I finished was Quicksilver by Callie Hart. This one's a reread for me. I enjoyed my time reading it, even though I had forgotten so many things about it. It was really nice to get back into the story and refresh my mind so that I can read Brimstone after this. And then the next one I finished was Bringer of Dust. This is the sequel to Ordinary Monsters. I enjoyed reading this as well, but like I said, what happened with the children, not my favorite thing. And then the last one, I made it about halfway through, The Monster in the Hollows by Andrew Peterson. I am really enjoying this so far. I am excited to pick this up and most likely finish it tomorrow, but I will check back in with you later in the next video to let you know my thoughts and everything on this once I finish it. I think that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Remember to take care of yourself. You are amazing. Bye.